Grand Rising, I am Empress Sade Elbay, and this is the Moors News Network. If you would like to follow us, you can join our group. You can find us on Telegram at the Moors News Network, invite link provided in the description below. We speak on all the latest news, spiritual news, Mother Gaia news, share knowledge, provide products and services, preparedness info, and all the information that you can't speak about on any other social media platform due to content and free speech restrictions. So come and join us again. That invite link is provided in the description below. And also, if any of the information provided within this video, past videos, or our message at the Moors News Network resonates with you and you would like to support our mission, then please, by all means, like, share, and subscribe to our channel to get this information out there to others that may need what we're sharing in these critical times that we are living in today. So today I have some more breaking news, military intel, and we're going to go straight in today. Okay, I just want to get that out the way. Remember to use your discernment and, just go with what resonates with you. Um, and just leave the rest behind. Okay. We have not validated any of this information in its entirety. We're only sharing the news as it comes to us. So let's begin. Okay, so it says Judy Note, according to Trump plus Q and Whiplash on Sunday, Monday, 21 November 22nd, a global currency reset. They say would occur. Black Swan event of a global market crash would implement Jasara, Nasara, Trump, Sara. Okay. All right. I'm going to read it as it comes. And if something goes on with my computer, or if you don't hear me for a second, if you've been listening and you already know I'm still here, just bear with me. And then it says, and the new, oh, shoot. Hold on one second. Okay. It says, and the new quantum financial system, QFS, banks worldwide, we're moving to central bank digital currency, which we spoke about that. We don't know if that's good or bad. All would require release of the emergency broadcast system and martial law. That would be here within days. Okay, so that's how that will work. Give me one second. Then it says Anne Maria Rizing. I don't know how to say the last name. It says this entire mess, the corruption of the banks, the lawlessness of the corporations, the lies that have infested every corner of the globe, and the misery of the people on the planet. Hold on one second. Can be traced to the efforts of the HSBC, which is the British Chinese Investment Bank, deceit and interference by the CIA, unlawful impersonation by the United States Inc., and self-serving dishonesty on the part of the major tier one banks worldwide. Okay. The 1871 Act of England reversal changeover over from the Crown Maritime Law to 1776 law, as outlined in the original Constitution, would change all that. According to Whiplash 347, my fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. POTUS would tweet on Sunday/Monday, my fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. We don't know exactly when that time would come. And it says Trump will most likely be on Air Force One when he sends 7 presidential messages to everyone's phone and TV sets worldwide on the emergency broadcast system. And it says we need 100% of the people indoors to see what the military is going to broadcast on everyone's TV sets worldwide. It is going to be very painful, but we can no longer have people divided. Okay. A lot of this stuff you've already heard, and it's kind of like on repeat for many, and some of this it may be new. So let's just keep it moving. All global militaries via the U.S. military will shut down all media, internet, phones, and TV programs. Emergency services will have theirs. so that the U.S. military can broadcast 10 days of 3 by 8 hour sessions of video confessions. Military tribunals and lots of evidence for the scandals listed will come out. While this is happening, they will remove governments worldwide and making global arrests. 500,000 indictments have been filed in the federal courts across the nation since Trump took office in 2016, with up to 99 defendants named on each indictment. Jasara Dasara will be activated, which will be a full rewiring of planet Earth. A Whiplash 347, the storm is almost here. Make sure you have the necessities, 2 to 3 weeks worth of pretty much food and all your supplies, or the military will also supply that for you. We are going to go into full global martial law, changing over from the Crown Maritime Law to 1776. It will be a transition of Castle Rock, and it's just about go time. 1876 Act, I'm sorry, 1871 Act of England reversal. Queen must be announced dead on or before the Supreme Court date of Tuesday, November 23rd. Okay. The 23rd of November. So today is Sunday, November 21st. So she would have to be announced. Now, if you were part of the Morse News Network on Telegram, you've seen that I put in on mainstream media. They're already hinting around to this now, again, because I'm going to have people say she's already dead. She's been dead for 2 years. Again, you have to go along with the movie. We're talking about the movie script and waking up of the people. Disclosure here, people. So let's kind of stick with the narrative, okay? Just for 1 second. So let's get through this. She's going to have to. They're going to have to say that she's dead, and it's going to have to happen from what they're saying before Tuesday. So let's see what happens. And I'm only reading it how it's come about. Again, we don't know. We'll see what comes to pass. Then it says Tuesday, again, the 23rd, the Supreme Court to hear 2020 election fraud case. Okay. Mike Lindell announced the multiple state attorney generals were filing an election fraud lawsuit. Okay. And we kind of already knew about that. There has been many states. I don't know if there's been all states yet, but many. 5 to 11-year-olds, DOD law of war, 5.11.1.1, effective advance warning, also known as EBS. Why do you think they use 5 to 11-year-olds? And they keep repeating that. So obviously they're trying to reiterate that to the masses. Remember, the 5th of November. V stands for vendetta. You are being woken up. And they also said that repeatedly. B, Judy notes on the global currency reset since Monday, November 8th, historic bonds have been paying out in the world and would continue, through the end of November. And it's already up to the end of November. So that's all panning out from what they're saying. On Wednesday, 17th of November afternoon, the Chinese royals were paid out, with monies continuing to be released through the tiers as of 10 a.m. Eastern on Thursday, 18th of November. Bondholders were being hydrated. That continued through Friday, 19th of November. Okay, on Friday, 19th of November, a meeting for heads of state and world financial leaders was held in Reno. Again, that is the new home of the U.S. Treasury, and we were told that previously. And then it says Steve Mnuchin from the U.S., representatives from Spain, North Korea, South Korea, Iraq, Iran, Venezuela. Okay, so they were all there. And at least 20 other countries met with the Chinese elders royals to complete scheduling of money release for all the tiers, FMPs, adjudicated settlements, CMKX, ranch, and farm claims. On the same Friday, 19th November, the church groups were paid out. On Saturday, 20th November, Redemption Center personnel would work a half a day, assumed to be training. Late Saturday, 20th November, into Sunday, 21st of November, which is today, the global currency reset would take place and new currency rates would appear. Okay. So that was between over the weekend, between yesterday and today. On Sunday morning, Iraqi time, 21 November, 21st of November, the new international dinar rate of $4.81 would be effective, and Iraqi ATM machines would begin dispersing the new lower denomination Iraqi dinar currency. On Monday morning, the 22nd of November, currency dealers would return all unsold currencies to the US. Also on Monday, the 22nd of November, redemption centers personnel would begin a 12 to 16-hour workday, work a half a day on Thanksgiving, Thursday, the 25th of November, and continue at least to the end of the month, if not beyond. Tuesday, the 23rd November, emergency broadcast system activation, which included martial law for the next 10 plus 3 days. Okay. Tier 4B, us, the internet group, was predicted to be notified to set redemptions, exchange appointments at special redemption centers sometime between Sunday, the 21st of November to Wednesday, the 24th of November. And we talked about this, all these monies is supposed to be Jasara and Asara coming out. On Wednesday, the 24th of November, the general public could exchange at the banks and at the new rates. By Thanksgiving, Thursday, the 25th of November, appointments were expected to start and go for an estimated 10 or so days. Okay, C, Trump plus Q, Great Awakening World on the restore. Oh, wait a minute. If you didn't know why 3 plus 10 days of darkness were coming, we needed to switch back to the Gregorian, from the Gregorian to the Julian calendar. I was reading that wrong. Okay. Project London Bridge would launch with announcement that the Queen was dead, and then there would be a 3 day blackout plus 10 day of mourning. Okay, the event Castle Rack, the event to go down on Biden. Everyone blames Biden. Military overturns the election. King Trump saves the day hero. It says the king steps aside, the opposition charges the king position. A major event goes down, a fake global war scenario that would activate all militaries worldwide. Okay. So, okay, in real life, the police and court systems rule the land. About it, like right now, they're talking about let me see right here. Nasara Jasara comes in. All judges, police, and lawyers must stand down worldwide. The corrupt ones arrested, the others retrained in constitutional 1776 law. Back to the chessboard by activating a world war scenario. The king's men, military and police, go from being pawns and bishops to becoming kings and queens. They then mop up the other team. Okay. Planet Earth liberated to 1776 when Q said, "Do Anons know what is about to be unleashed?" This was exactly all those dog comms, because they were receiving a Patriot movement, a lot of comms just showing dogs, and they were calling them dog comms just to keep you aware of what was going on. When will Trump make his move? No one knows. Trump has dropped some let's say clues, but he hasn't given us a clear answer on the issue. Okay, the important thing to focus on for now was that Trump and his people had a plan to save the country. He didn't abandon us on January 20th. He put into operation the next phase of his plan. Think of the strategic importance of Durham's indictments and Giselle Maxwell's trial happening while Biden is in office. No one can claim Trump was weaponizing the DOJ against his enemies. Okay, so let's keep moving. As the country struggles, normies were becoming more desperate for a solution. Imagine how their um, perception of the world would change after watching Trump save the country for a third time and witnessing the prosecution of corrupt people in every part of society. The Great Awakening is upon us. Nothing can stop what's coming. Okay. Then it reads F, the cabal agenda to depopulate the planet by 2024 in order to establish a new world order and have complete control over the people. The cabal was right on schedule by putting poisonous fluoride in the water, releasing man made viruses, and spitting out poisonous chemtrails in the air. Okay, so let me move to the next part. And it says in 1986, they began developing Project Skybeam. So do your research, look that up, go to DuckDuckGo and see if you can find that information. Where in 2024, holograms would play out an alien invasion in order to panic what was left of the people and therefore be able to take over the planet. They say 2024, but we're seeing stuff out there now, and they're going to claim that they're holograms. Okay, so let's keep moving. G, two constitutions in the United States, the original 1776 Constitution and the Act of 1871. Okay, next. The first was suspended in favor of a Vatican corporation in 1871 due to study on that, people. And then it says since 1871, the United States president and the United States Congress has been playing politics under a different set of rules and policies. Okay. Many of the Moors already know the information and the real study on this information. But for the ones that don't, please, do the study on this information. Okay. The American people do not know that there are two constitutions in the United States. The first, penned by the leaders of the newly independent states of the United States in 1776. Okay. Hold on, I'm just waiting for the new information. Okay. And then on July 4th, 1776, the people claimed their independence from Britain and democracy was born. For 95 years, the United States people were free and independent. I'm just reading it as it comes over, people. Okay. So then it says that freedom ended in 1871 when the original Constitution for the United States, and they made sure they put Constitution capital letter. Then they put for the United States in lowercase letters. And then they said for America. Then they put the America in capital. And then they said was changed to the Constitution of the United States of America. And they put all of that in all capital letters. Going again, this is just going back to what I was saying about there's a difference between capital, the uppercase and lowercase, and they're showing it right here. Now, mind you, this information comes from the Patriot movement, and you want to say the Q to QAnon, Patriot, if you want to label them, put them all together, and military intel. So this information is coming from the hybrid Europeans. Okay. And they are on the same page that we're on when it comes to uppercase and lowercase, uppercase letters and lowercase letters, and knowing that there is a difference. Okay. So let's keep it moving. Okay. The Congress realized that the country was in dire financial straits, so they made a financial deal with the devil. International bankers, in those days the Rothschilds of London, thereby incurring a debt to said bankers. Okay. Okay. The conniving international bankers were not about to lend the floundering nation any money without some serious stipulations. So they devised a way of taking back control of the United States, and thus the Act of 1871 was passed. Okay, let's keep it moving. With no constitutional authority to do so, Congress created a separate form of government for the District of Columbia. With the passage of the Act of 1871, a state within a state, called the District of Columbia, located on a 10 square miles of land in the heart of Washington, was formed with its own flag. Now, we've talked about this. This is some of the information that we go over, even in the consultation when you're declaring your nationality. We talk about these things, and I've talked about it before in past videos and information on Telegram and all my platforms. And then it says, in its own independent constitution, the United States secret second constitution, okay, the flag of Washington's District of Columbia has three red stars, each symbolizing a city, state within the three city empire. Okay. Now it says the three city empire consists of Washington, D.C., number one, London, number two, and the Vatican City, number three. London is the corporate center of the three city state and controls the world economically. Washington's District of Columbia's city state is in charge of the military, and the Vatican controls it all under the guise of spiritual guidance. Although geographically separate, hold on, let me wait 1 second. The city states of London, the Vatican, and the District of Columbia are all interlocking empire called Empire of the City. Okay, so let's keep it moving. You're getting a little history lesson today. Again, this is all the information that we've been talking about. All the Moors, been saying. We go a little deeper, and some of our information may be a little different than everything that I'm saying today. But for the most part, it's pretty much everything we're saying. So when the trolls and agents get into the chat, and then they want to talk about how none of this is true, but then their own people, their own race, other hybrid Europeans, are saying the exact same thing that we're saying. So we're all on the same page of this. And this is the information coming directly from them. These are not my words, okay? Now it says the Constitution for the District of Columbia operates under tyrannical Vatican law known as Lex Fori. Hope I'm saying that correct. When Congress passed the Act of 1871, it created a separate corporation known as the United States, and they put the United States in all capital letters, and corporate government for the District of Columbia. This treasonous act has unlawfully allowed the District of Columbia to operate as a corporation outside the original Constitution of the United States. And they got the uppercase, lowercase United States, and in total disregard of the best interests of the American citizens. POTUS is the chief executive president of the corporation of the United States in upper and lowercase letters, operating as any other CEO of the corporation, governs with a board of directors, which is the cabinet officials. This is the stuff I've been telling you guys. And managers slash senators in Congress, Obama as others before him was POTUS, operating as vassal king, VASSAL, taking orders once again from the city of London through the RIIA, which is the Royal Institute of International Affairs. Are you getting hammered right now with a whole bunch of booms coming out? See, this is all the stuff we've been saying, and they're saying it. They're disclosing it to you as well, saying, yep, the Moors was right. Everything they've been telling you was absolutely correct. Okay. The Illuminati, founded by the Society of the Jesus or Jesuits, the largest Roman Catholic religious military order headed by the Black Pope, created the Royal Institute of International Affairs in 1919. Yeah, they're going in on a little history today. All right, let's keep it moving. The American equivalent to the RIIA is the Council of Foreign Relations, the CFR. The RIIA and the CFR set up roundtable groups based on the King Arthur myths, they said. And they say myths. These are not my words. I'm just quoting it how I see it, okay? What did the Act of 1871 achieve? The Act of 1871 put the United States in uppercase, lowercase, okay, back under British rule, which is under Vatican rule. The United States people lost their independence in 1871, okay? H, unplugging from the matrix starts here. 1855, ISIS, formed by Sanusi, the Sanusi family, SAN like Nancy, U like umbrella, S like Sam, S like Sam, I like Isaac, family linked to UK royals, the Khazarians, in 1861, merged with 322 skull and bones, the Khazarians. 1870 to 1930, Big Pharma, the Khazarians, in 1871, Act of England, secret constitution placed by secret societies, Khazarians. 1912, Titanic, okay, Olympic sinking. Who was on board the Titanic? What really happened? Those who opposed the Federal Reserve were killed on the Titanic. That's why it sunk. That's why that happened. That's why the event happened. That's what they're saying. 1913, Federal Reserve. 1917, the Balfour Declaration was a public statement issued by the British government in 1917 during the First World War. Rothschilds slash Khazarians. Okay, 1917 to 1923, the Bolshevik Revolution, 1940, McDonald's, Khazarians, 1945 to 1959, Operation Paperclip slash Mockingbird. Okay, do the study on that, Operation Paperclip and Mockingbird. Okay, Khazarians, 1948, Israel formed Khazarian slash Bolshevik government. 1947, CIA formed. Khazarians, 1949. Mossad formed. Khazarians, 1963. JFK. I will splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces and scatter it into the winds. 1976. Operation Mockingbird exposed. Okay, let's keep going. A whole bunch of bombs being dropped today for some people out there that didn't know this information, I'm sure. Okay, the real news for Saturday, 20th November, illegal immigration in a sign of political arrogance. And then it says the Democrats without a national mandate. And with only razor thin margins in both chambers of the US Congress, is close to giving amnesty to over 8.5 million plus foreign nationals. Leaked audio reveals how California teachers recruit kids into the LGBTQ clubs. And we heard about that. There's a lot of children. I mean, I've been hearing stories of parents talking about their children at school as young as 8 years old, 10 years old. They first come to school. You pretty much like gang banging. You got to claim a set. What you're doing with your affiliation with the LGBTQ community immediately, and will get laughed at, talked about, and even, you know, beat down, if you're not part. I've been hearing about children not only being depressed, but also, a 10-year-old girl committed suicide. Okay, so it's really getting real. Besides the fact of you even have to worry about your child getting a jab without your permission, because they don't have to give you that permission, according to, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been the WHO or FDA or CDC. It was one of them. They said they don't have to. If your child is in there, they have permission, period. They are the parents when you're not there. They don't need anything from you. That's what it is. You're a corporation. You own nothing, not even your children. You gave them up a long time ago. Okay. That's what they're saying. Part of your nationality is reclaiming everything, all your property back, including your children. That's huge. Okay. Okay, so next it says small business lawsuit against Biden mandate. Austria introduces 20-day isolation for the entire population from Monday, and makes vaccination mandatory from February 2022. So that's what I'm saying. It's starting to get real, and real in some places. You're going to see that where it's just mandatory. You have to get it. Lockdown tensions explode in EU. Austria faces riots today after Dutch police open fire. Okay, Australia now. We're not going to take it. Played at was that Melbourne protest? There's a reason that this song was accused last post. We the people have the power, and we're learning how to fight back. London, and it says no vaccine passports demonstrations. Let's keep it moving. Guadeloupe, France has imposed a curfew on its overseas territory of Guadeloupe and is sending extra police to the island. citing days of violence, unrest, and vandalism in response to harsh pandemic restrictions. Next, Russia. Okay, and this is what is this? Tbilisi, Tbilisi. I don't know. I'm just trying to say it as good as I can. Georgia was rising up against vaccine mandates. Then it says the Parliament of Ukraine has adopted a law allowing border guards to use military equipment, firearms, and physical force. And then it says various sources reported a powerful explosion in Donetsk, eastern Ukraine. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to keep going. Scotland earthquakes. We keep talking about earthquakes. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on: volcanoes, earthquakes, floods. It's a lot of natural disasters happening right now. Pay attention. Um, and then at least if you're not really paying attention because you got other things to do, we focus on all of that and preparedness information on the shift that typically comes on Wednesday night. So if you're interested, just look at those. We did a few already. You can go and look at some of the past few videos on that. And surviving the shift. That's something that I specifically wanted to put in place to speak on the inner shift that's going on as well as the outer shift. Okay, so we talk about all those things. And then next it says Scotland earthquakes terrified locals hear loud banging. And it says nation rocked by another tremor. France, and it says Paris is in flames. Panic as blaze erupts by historic building. 100 firefighters scrambled, running street battles on the streets of Paris. Okay, so next it says Rome, Italy, anti-green pass. Demonstrators gather in Rome for a new round of protests. Protests against vaccine passports in Geneva, or Genova, Italy. And Croatians have surrounded a fake news station. Okay, Switzerland rising up against COVID tyranny. Lithuania rising up against COVID tyranny. Japan rising up against COVID tyranny. Belfast, Northern Ireland rising up against COVID tyranny. Vancouver and Toronto, Canada protest against vaccine mandates. Netherlands rebel against vaccine passports. And Oslo, Norway, was rising up against COVID tyranny. Okay. New York protests against COVID tyranny and BLM on the streets of New York. Every city, every town burn the precincts to the ground. Portland, Oregon demonstrations. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to take a little drink. Give me 1 second. Okay, now it says Ethiopia puts on notice for international media over their reporting on Tigray conflicts, the East African. Brazil, the deforestation of the Amazon rainforest in Brazil increased by 22% over the year and reached the highest level in the last 15 years. Okay, and now it says the next coronavirus may come from rats, rodents, may be asymptomatic carriers of viruses similar to SARS, according to a new British study. U.S. government bought 113 million in smallpox vaccines. Okay. Let's see here. The FDA may allow Moderna boosters for all adults as early as this week. And then it says Germany, Merkel says that the fourth wave of infections is coming as daily cases in Germany allegedly reach a record high of 65,000 people. See, I mean, this is all the plan. This is all the information. If you looked at what I put out earlier on why nationality is the order of the day, we went into like the whole plan that they had broke down in different phases. And from where we seen, we were in phase 5, okay, stage 5. Now it says Germany introduces new restrictions for unvaccinated people. Participation in public life will be limited based on the level of hospitalization. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, who is expected to succeed Merkel. Let me see what they're saying about that. Give me 1 second. In order to survive the winter, I think that's all about that. In order to survive the winter, we will see radical measures that have not been taken before. See, they keep talking about this winter, guys. Dark winter, cold winter, blizzards, like record breaking. I mean, and we know dark winter is a cold operation as well. Okay, so look that up as well. Okay, then it says the U.S. nuclear weapons may end up in Eastern Europe if Germany refuses to deploy them on its territory. NATO Secretary General Stoltenberg said. Okay, NATO Secretary General Stoltenberg said. Okay. Now it says Apple plans to launch a fully self-driving car in 2025. Biden's approval rating has fallen to a record low of 36% in a new poll. Biden's $1.8 trillion Build Back Better program will increase the U.S. deficit by $367 billion over 10 years. 367 billion with a B dollars over 10 years. Next, according to the CBO, the White House also claims that Build Back Better will reduce the deficit by 112 billion over the next decade. Okay. White House press secretary says that nothing has changed. Businesses must continue to operate despite 2 court orders halting the federal vaccination mandate. Okay, now it says Vice President Kamala Harris, Communications Director Ashley Etienne or whatever, abruptly leaves the administration after reports of tension between West Wing aides and the vice president's office. So abruptly leaves the administration. That's interesting. Then it says the FBI and CDC are investigating questionable vials of smallpox samples found in a research laboratory in Pennsylvania. And we've been hearing about smallpox being back and monkeypox being back. And it's just been so much news about all of this extra viruses and information that they want you guys to fall for to get that jab. And then it says the Turkish lira is in free fall. Now it is above 11 For $1, the Turkish lira fell to a record low after the country's central bank cut the weekly repo rate by 100 basis points to 15%. Okay, let's keep it moving. And we're almost done with this, people. This is all the intel. Let's keep it moving. What is this? Okay, the Pentagon Inspector General questions the report of the former commander of the DC Guard for January 6th, General Walker, twice received instructions from the Pentagon leadership to send troops to the Capitol on the day of the assault. But did not do so at Pelosi's request. 3 weeks later, she appointed him sergeant of the House of Representatives. Hackers linked to the Iranian government have attacked a wide range of victims in the United States, including hold on, just as including by distributing, I was saying that wrong, ransomware. According to a recommendation issued on Wednesday by American, British, and Australian officials. Okay, so J, global financial crisis, the Chinese Evergrande Group to be removed from stock index as meltdown looms. Okay, food, goods, and fuel shortages panic in China. The Chinese are feverishly buying up food and basic necessities. Huge, oh goodness, what is this? Wow. So there are pretty much, there's a lot of people buying up everything, and the supermarkets are becoming bare. People are sweeping everything they can reach off the shelves. I hope you guys are stocking up and preparing. We've been trying to get you prepared. I hope you're doing so. Okay. And even fighting for food. Okay. Prices for many products have risen sharply compared to last month. They jumped by 50 to 70%. The Chinese are, oh goodness, resolute. Okay. So they are stocking up on canned meat. What does it say? Army rations and cereals. Army rations. Okay. Okay. One of the most popular queries on the internet in China was the phrase list of products in case of emergencies. So that's things that people are looking up. And I think that's it. That is it for tonight. Wow, I hope you guys got something out of this. I know they went through a lot of history lessons, and it all goes back to a lot of information that we're saying. They are waiting for a big event to do that martial law. They're saying that is why it has not happened yet. Okay. Uh, they're saying it could be the queen's death, but then we've also heard natural disasters or something like that. Um, they needed something like that in order to introduce Trump back into office. So those are the things that we have been told throughout this time. Now we still have to see, what pans out. We're not going to know what exactly is going to pan out until it happens. Okay. But, we're just reporting it how we see it. Okay. So that's it for today. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Okay. And thanks for tuning in. And until next time, I am Sade Elbay, and this is the Morris News Network, where we give real news, okay, and the real truth in real time. And thank you so much for joining us. Peace and love.